Okay, 19 looks like we've got a inference question, logically completes the text. Let's read what the conditions are and see how we can set up a logical sort of conclusion or inference here. Stoicist such and such claims that living justly and virtuously is the highest good one can experience, irrespective of context. Athenian philosopher Menasarchus, however, has posited a very different view. Okay, so we've got some disagreement here. Menasarchus favors an ethical system in which an individual's actions are judged in light of how well they accord with the individual's role in society and how well they contribute to the community. Okay, so one says there's a greater good that we have to meet. That's kind of like no context to it. It's a moral good. And the other says, well, it depends and varies depending on your role in society, right? And how much you contribute. So you contribute more to society, you're more virtuous, and maybe your different roles in society determine your virtuosity too, right? So to the extent that these works are representative of philosophy in Athens, that is the second part, that it depends on society and your role, the hypothesis suggests that you will be judged on depending on who you are and how you contribute to society, something like that, not on some greater good. So A, actions by members of Athenian society who contribute a great deal to their community. So how well they contribute to the community, that's up here, could be judged as virtuous and good, yes, unless those actions were inconsistent with the behaviors the Greeks regarded as good in all contexts. No, good in all contexts was the other guys, the other philosophers' claim, right? Irrespective of context, reaching this good, virtuous, just life. That last part does not contort with the philosophy of Athens. So B, Athenians would refute the idea that the virtuosity of an individual can be assessed by appealing to standards of behavior that are independent of the individual's social circumstances. So what exactly does that mean? Would refute, so they're against the idea that appealing to behavior independent of it. So that would be more your general good regardless of who you are in society. Yeah, they would refute that idea, right? If they believed in the second philosopher, they would say it has to be judged based on society. So yeah, this looks good actually. Let's just check C and D. C, similar actions performed by people in different social roles in Athenian society would have been regarded as justly equivalent unless those actions led to different outcomes. Well, would they have been justly equivalent? It depended on your role in society, how good or just you can be. So not everybody's equivalent in this Athenian society. So that's not right, according to the philosophy. D, the Athenians would not have accepted the notion that the virtuosity of an individual can be fairly evaluated by people who do not live in the same society. No, nothing said anything about living in the same society, right? You might be judged on your contribution to society and your role, but it didn't say who you'd be judged by. This is simply not in the text. B is the correct answer. Okay, conforms to standard English. That immediately tells me we're looking at a grammar question. So I'm going to do a quick scan here. Looks like I've got various comma placements, and it's related to the subject, Jacques-Louis David, a French painter. Okay, so this looks like it's going to be in a positive issue. French neoclassical painter Jacques-Louis David best illustrated his standing. It's basically the profession and who he is. He's a French painter. And then we say the name. So the name is essential here to identify him. It will not be surrounded by commas. So as in a positive, I think there's no need for commas here. The only possibility is between French and neoclassical painter. Do we even have that option? Looks like we do have that option in A. So would it be French, comma, neoclassical painter Jacques-Louis? No, I think it's French, neoclassical painter, all as one. And neoclassical painter is probably closer to Jacques-Louis David. And they're not modifying him equally. So I wouldn't put a comma between these two sort of descriptions or adjectives. I believe D, no punctuation, is the best answer here. Okay, standard English, let's do a vertical scan. Looks like the issue's verb helped, and it's going to be that helped, to help, or helping. So these are all non-finite. There's only one conjugable verb here called helped. So I'm going to work with that first. In fact, I'm just going to read that sentence. His muscular build and detailed explanations of calls helped clarify the traditionally complex set of NFL rules. That's it. Standout, conjugable, finite verb will be the answer here.